quarterbacks played today, from what you saw being on the same side as Jalen and then watching Mac?
I thought both quarterbacks played really well. I think we had a lot of success on offense overall, both the ones and the twos, and even when the threes got in. So, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Obviously, there's room for improvement, but I think we're on the right track going into the summer and fall camp.
How proud were you of Mac?
It's my son, man. And it's crazy. I told him I'm gonna go get my trophy from 2 years ago, and then we'll take a picture with his. And it's like a father-son picture. Both being 8A MVPs. It'd be kind of cool. I wonder if that's ever happened before. A father and son both winning 8A MVP. I don't think it's ever happened.
So that's kind of cool because he has kind of flown under the radar a little bit.
I mean, he has, and we've always known that we've had a lot of guys that can play that position at a high level. So, and no disrespect to anybody, but a lot of the talk has been about Jalen and Tua. And one thing that me and him have talked about personally is every day just go to work, and you'll have the results that you want if you keep working hard, keep pushing, and just focus on controlling what you can control. And so, I think he went out there and proved today that he can play, and he's a guy whose name should be talked about with our first two quarterbacks. So hopefully he'll start getting the recognition that he deserves.
Damien, let's talk about Jalen and Tua. A lot of people, when they talk about this quarterback
we
issue,
just talked about that.
when they talk about this quarterback issue, they point to the body of work that Jalen has put in, all the wins as a starter.
Yeah.
How much weight should be put on that, and how much weight should just be put on what happens in spring and what happens in the fall?
I mean, it kind of depends on who you ask, I guess. I mean, that's more of a question for Coach Saban. Obviously Jalen has a great body of work, and he's accomplished a lot of great things here. Tua obviously had a great second half in the national championship game, and so everybody knows he's a great player as well. But to be honest, all that stuff is in the past, and all that matters really is how we progress moving forward, how both guys progress. So, regardless of what either of them has done in the past, really, I don't really think that that's something that should be a deciding factor for either of them. I think that how both of them progress, and whoever is a better player, that's who the coach is going to put on the field, because it's going to put us in the best position to be successful on offense. So that's what's going to happen.
Have they all improved this spring, all three quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously Jalen and Tua for as much as he did practice, but Jalen's improved a lot. Obviously Mac Jones, you see what he's done today, so I think what he did today kind of spoke for himself. But everybody's improving, and we're just looking to get our team moving in the right direction.
What do you make of the constant?
I thought you were handing it to me.
How'd you feel like y'all did today? And I'm talking about, you didn't finish, you got a lot of field goals and stuff, but it's tough going up against the one defense.
Well, I mean, we like to think we have the best defense in the country year in and year out. So we made a lot of plays. We had some big plays, had some good chunk yards, some good runs, some good passes. But they're a great defense, and it's hard to finish in the red zone against a team like that. So that's just one thing that we got to continue to improve on. We thought last year that was one thing that we needed to work on, was finishing the red zone. So we've improved a lot of things, and so that might be a thing that we circle as something we need to continue to improve on.
What do you make of the constant dissection of Jalen's game? It feels like every time we see him, we've got to make sweeping judgments about everything.
I mean, there's more players on the team than just Jalen,
yeah.
So I think that just pointing, all the attention on him and what he does, it's kind of unfair to him, because you put him under a microscope and there's 10 other guys on offense that have to make a play work. And so I kind of think that's unfair to him. It's unfair to our team, because you take away the light of what other guys have to do in order to make a play successful. So I think that whenever people talk about us, they should talk about us as an offense or as a team, and stop singling out players and kind of criticizing them and what they do or don't do, versus looking at the entire body of work that the entire offense and the entire team does.
You could have gone pro. What was the decision process going into that?
After the national championship, I had to sit down with my family and just kind of decide what I thought was best for my career. And at the end of the day, I thought coming back for another year would help me improve as a player and make me a better man for it. So I just decided to come back. I wasn't ready to leave this program yet, and at the end of the day, I just wanted to come back and be a part of this team for another year.
What do you feel like you need to work on? The coach really has praised you in all phases of your game, but do you feel like there's something you need to work on?
I think the first thing that comes to mind with me is my leadership. Kind of being the old guy on the team now, I feel like I have to positively affect everybody now, and I have to be a guy that brings a lot of energy, kind of points people in the right direction. So the biggest thing for me improving this year is just how I positively affect people and how I become a better leader.
How did Mac look out there today? What you saw?
How do you look to you?
Your son, yeah. I don't know. looked pretty good to me, but I think
he looked pretty good to me too. I mean, he obviously looked pretty good to everybody. I mean, he won the MVP, but I think he did a great job today. I think that one thing for him is every day he has to come in, keep grinding, keep working, keep being the best player that he can be. Like even with all the talk being about Jalen and Tua as our guys, our quarterbacks, his name kind of goes under the radar. But I think he proved to everybody today that his name deserves to be in that same conversation.
Just from your view, how good is your first team defense?
They're pretty good. They have been for like the last however long Coach Saban's been here. So.
What do you think that is? That you guys lose so much, but still able to?
What was that?
What do you think that is? Why do you think you guys are able to lose so much talent but still put a great defense?
Recruiting. Coach Saban always seems to bring in the best players. So that and him just being their coach. I mean, he's a defensive guy and he demands the best out of them. So year in and year out, we always have the best defense in the country.
Individually going forward into fall, what are you going to be working on?
It's my leadership. Obviously, there's a lot of things on the field that I can improve. Nobody's ever too good to improve. But I think the one thing that I can really help this team with is my leadership skills. So just becoming more vocal, leading by example, trying to positively affect guys and bring guys in the right direction. I think that'll be a